VALHEIM is coming to console! I kid you not, it's going to be happening sooner than you may think. We've been fed the line all the way through VALHEIM's development that they'd probably look at console towards the end of its early access release, and possibly when it only comes out of early access, as the devs really want to focus on the PC Steam early access experience. But there was a bit of a kerfuffle. At the Xbox Bethesda showcase, they showed a slate of a bunch of games all coming to the Games Pass within the next 12 months. And the majority of them were Xbox and PC Games Pass. At first, all I heard was that it just meant it was coming to the PC Games Pass, but it's been confirmed now as part of the Xbox Bethesda showcase that VALHEIM will indeed come to Xbox. So let's go through all the details. No one better to deliver you the news. I've covered survival games mostly coming to console for 5 years now. I can't wait to show you everything you need to know about VALHEIM when it hits Xbox early 2023. So this was the image that got shared on Sunday, and clearly VALHEIM is there. It listed Games Pass, and most of us kind of presumed it meant that it would only be coming to the PC Games Pass. But I was questioning this because so many of these other games are all going to be on Xbox and PC Games Pass. There are some exclusions. League of Legends, pretty much their games are only PC and mobile. But yeah, I got pretty excited by this. Literally 2 days straight after the event, I even said that VALHEIM would be my #2 most hyped thing from the show that we saw coming to Games Pass, PC or console. And I was damn right. So what's going to happen? It's actually going to be crossplay with Steam. This isn't just some Windows port that's on its own. The game's going to be developed in tandem, by the looks of things, with the Steam edition. You can play as a Viking in one of the best survival games ever with your friends if they have it on PC. It's also going to be launching on Xbox One as well as Series X and S, meaning it's one of the most accessible survival games you'll be able to try. 10 million sales have been generated since it came out, beating a huge amount of AAA games in the last couple of years. It looks like they're getting help from Fictitious as well as these guys that made Chorus and of course some Saints Row ports in the past. Fish Labs and Fictitious are going to be helping out with the ports. So no, this isn't going to stop or hinder any kind of development of VALHEIM, which I'm sure there will be a bunch of tryhard PC fans out there crying. You are clearly obviously still the focus, but now it just means they've got the money since they made so much. They can go ahead and get this ball rolling so lots more players can enjoy VALHEIM. They explicitly note that it won't hinder or slow down development. The team are busy working hard on Mistlands and have always been. But Fictitious and Fish Labs, they're going to be doing that port work. Ark Survival Evolved all throughout their early access run pretty much were on the game preview on Xbox. And in that time, generally every update that launched on PC would then hit Xbox maybe 30 days later. And they had updates pretty much every month. Now we know VALHEIM hasn't been that regular with its content, so I can well imagine there'll be plenty of time for these port teams to go ahead and do the job and not be holding anything or anyone up. Lots of games have done this as well in the last few years. Deep Rock Galactic benefited massively from being on game preview as well as PC, and there was rare occurrences where they weren't in tandem. But the fact that it's going to have crossplay enabled right from the off is amazing. So if you're a PlayStation fan right now, please, Xbox is where it's out for survival games. Bottom line, I think this means that actually VALHEIM won't also come out of early access now until at some point late 2023, maybe even 2024. So understandably, and nothing really new with that, PlayStation fans, you are going to have to wait a bit longer. I know, I was joking around. Of course you guys want to be able to play. And I've ripped and repped hard for PlayStation in the past, but it's just one of them things. Sony doesn't have a game preview program, and it's only very rarely they've done some deals like they did with Ark, releasing it even though it wasn't technically finished. But since this will be on Games Pass, you can bet there's going to be an exclusive window, whether that be 6 months, but most likely a whole year. I'm so pleased for the VALHEIM devs. I hope, or like to think, I'm friends with some of them. I've been lucky enough to be joined by them with a bunch of podcasts talking to other developers like the devs of Tribes of Midgard as well as Grounded. And I've told them time and time again that they have not seen anything yet when it comes to how their community blew up. That once this game hits consoles, it will be even double the amount of hype, the amount of busyness that went on. Console fans love survival games, and all too often they don't get enough of them come quickly enough, or they just don't run very well because they haven't had enough optimization or the port teams just haven't been that great. But I've got pretty good confidence. While Fish Labs don't have exactly the biggest history, being able to port anything onto the Nintendo Switch and getting it running half okay must be a good sign. And Fictitious look like they are really definitely on the kind of development side, engineering and programming side. But this does spell good news about Valheim on Switch in the future too. I'm sure they're probably trying to sort out the crossplay and stuff like that. And simply put, Valheim is one of the best early access games, performance wise, no massive bugs you will ever play. So they've said spring, and then the trailer does say early spring 2023, so that to me says it's going to be something like March. And it really isn't that far away. 9 months and you'll be able to play it, experience the rest of the content that's going to be coming to Valheim. We're still waiting for the Mistlands update this year, and it looks like next year we're going to be having all the rest of the pieces finished off, hopefully. So lots of good content to come for one of the best rated survival games you can play. Still a bit salty they didn't answer me when I asked them directly, but now I kind of get why. They had to hold on until this was shown off. So honestly, I'm so hyped, I'm so excited. If anyone's an OG Ratbag and subscribed for years now, you'll know how important it is to me that console fans get the love of these great survival games. In the past, I've single-handedly fought for you guys about 7 Days to Die, about Ark on Switch and other platforms getting more attention. And I'm always the first person to actually give you proper reviews, gameplay and guides when these survival games hit console on the actual platforms themselves. So I can't wait for this. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure I'm one of the first to show it to you. And just a big thank you and well done to Irongate. With the success they've had, they don't need the cash. They don't need to rush this out to systems. They could happily just sit there till full 1.0, which may still be another 2 years. They clearly do want to get more fans involved. They realise that there is potential out there for other players to enjoy Valheim just as much as the 10 million PC players already have. And it's going to be on Gamepass, even more reason to be hyped and excited. It will be on the Xbox Games preview, absolutely over the moon. I can't wait to do even more content on Valheim coming up. So for the best in survival games on console as well as PC, make sure you're subscribed and I'll see you guys for more survival news soon.